still a question mark.
Refresh me real quick. See, but it's noticed, I cleared it up.
Several have.
Which is good. It should be, really, there should be more than an ordinance.
Can't reach the, I can't reach the.
Are we calling this public safety?
Yes.
Or-
Public safety committee.
Okay, I'll call the public safety committee to order and make a motion that we approve the minutes of our February 2nd meeting.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second, all those in favor, motion carried. First thing I'd like to mention is tomorrow, Tuesday, 1:30 PM, is National Tornado Warning Day. So there will be a tornado drill tomorrow, so don't get panicked and jump off the bridge or anything. It's just, hopefully, it's just a drill. That's at 1:30 tomorrow.
I'd like to comment on that. We only do that if the weather is decent here. I mean, it's national, but we will only sound them here if the weather is decent. We're not gonna alarm a whole bunch of people the weather is, you know, we're talking about ice storms and everything else. So if that's continued on until around 1:30 and the weather doesn't look appropriate, we will not sound the sirens.
Oh, okay.
Smart move.
Okay,
Is it my part?
would
You
you,
can go upstairs.
would you like to go first, Mike, with your?
Yeah, I can, since I already interrupted you. I'm sorry about that.
No, no, I'm glad you did, because I didn't know the weather was a contributing factor.
Yeah, yes, even when we do our national, our weekly, our monthly test, excuse me, throughout the year, the weather is income, we don't,
Yeah, that would make sense.
we don't
Yeah.
alarm people.
Right.
So the weather's bad.
Well, right, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So, Just information.
Yeah.
Today I turned in, all the money that the fire department has collected for the thermal imaging camera. And correct me if I'm wrong, was a total of what you and Sharon and I, or the fire department collectively collected $6,075.
That's awesome.
It was a effort of everybody on the department. And when saying that, I have gotten several bids. We actually had looked at 5 different cameras. First one that we ruled out was from Drager. Their low camera was $15,136. These are my originals. I'll go ahead and give them to you. We looked at SEG, or excuse me, ISG, which was the camera we originally had. And they had a demo that we could have got for $8,500 plus shipping. And we turned that one down also. And what the fire department chose was one from Century Emergency Solutions. The base price with an extra portion, which the other camera did not have in it, was this allow us to video 5 hours of fighting fire. So we could use it in our training or use it in our investigations and everything else. And the total for that was $9,296.92. And I would hopefully that somebody over there would make a motion that allows us to purchase that one.
So the reason the low bid was not used was because it didn't have that expansion pack. The expansion pack was not available to it.
It was available, but it took the cost above that.
We need to know that.
Yeah.
Do you know how much it was?
Right about $9,000 ballpark.
I an additional 9,000
Yes,
to make the
additional- Oh, no,
total?
excuse me, additional 900, I'm sorry.
So it would go the price over what the other
Made
one
it
was.
94, if it was 85 and an additional.
Yeah.
And that 8,500 was a demo camera at that.
Can you get us those numbers?
Pardon me?
Can you get us those numbers in writing?
9,400.
Yes,
One they
absolutely,
did.
I got everything but the expansion pack on that one. And with this one that we are proposing, since we're out of camera, if you all choose to, they will give us a loaner camera, they'll have it next day to us until our camera comes in, so we will get one right. One on top of the
I would make a motion that we take the full council to approve the purchase of this Century Emergency Solutions camera for $9,296.92, since the fire department has collected their half of this money.
I'll second that motion.
There's a motion and a second, all those in favor? Okay, motion
Is that
carried
going to the full council?
to
or-
take it to full council for approval. Okay, Mike?
Yeah, the next thing is, as you're well aware, Bob, thank you again, I already personally thanked Bob, but I will thank you again. Bob, as you know, had been working on getting us some SCBA packs. And then I continued on with that, and we ended up getting 9 sets, 15 bottles, 22 face pieces. The value of those is roughly between $5,400 and $7,000. We got them for $1,500 complete. And the only thing they asked from the city council was accept, plus the $1,500, that they're very gracious enough to write a thank you letter, because they sold them us, face value.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was the value?
The value of them was between $5,400 and $7,000.
How many did you get?
9 complete
Nine
sets,
complete units.
15 bottles, and 22 face pieces.
And
That's
the
brilliant.
amount we're getting it for?
1,500.
Yeah, will you give me the contact information at a later date?
Kelly already has it.
Okay, great. I'll be glad to draft a very nice thank you letter. Thank you, Bob, for facilitating.
And that was the city of Albert.
Do we need a motion for full council to approve that expenditure, or did we already approve that?
I don't know if we have it in the budget or not.
It was brought up a couple of months ago of the possibility, I don't know if we put any monetary value. I'll just
If
make
it's
a
in the budget,
motion that
go
we
ahead
take
and
it
cover it till we get it done. I'll get on it.
But I'll make a motion that we take to full council the approval of this special deal on the SCBA packs for $1,500.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second, all those in favor? Motion carried. Okay, Mike?
As you both, all of you should have a mutual aid agreement between us and Buffalo, and an auto mutual aid agreement between us and Buffalo. And we need that, it helps us on our ISO, and it's also just an agreement between the two. If we need them, they'll come, and it just specifies that they provide their own insurance and blah, blah, blah. Go for that and all that. And this is something that is standard amongst all fire departments throughout the state.
This is the same as what's been in the past, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not anything.
The only difference is the auto mutual aid, which I put in, and the only part is that one paragraph, which means if we have a commercial building, a church, or an apartment complex, that they will automatically be mutual aided and without us having to ask. And the reason is get them coming faster.
That's paragraph 1, section
Yes.
1.
How does that work, Mike?
Basically, and I already talked to them and they're good with it, they had to take it to the board to make sure they're good with it. Is we give this to our dispatchers, they would automatically know if it's Prestero Printing called in, says they have a fire, we will automatically page both of us.
Okay.
At the same time, we'll get our tones and then their tones, and then it'll tell us what we have.
Okay.
Anything more for that?
Do you want to take?
I would make a motion that we take to full council the approval of the mutual aid agreement as included in your pamphlets.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second, all those in favor? Motion carried.
I have, we've been without a truck driver engineering position for quite a while now, and I had turned that over, the job description that I wrote over to the administrator so they can look at it, and we're gonna go from there after that, because we haven't had time to communicate on it. So,
Just a point, in that job description, which I guess we have never had before, the previous two mayors, to Mayor Niedner, when I questioned the Louisiana Public Library, I was told that it was the fire truck driver's responsibility to clean off the sidewalk. The city would do the parking lot. Well,
I agree with that.
Kelly didn't always agree with that. He did it a time or two. And I think even Bob Jenny went up and cleaned it off a time or two. But if that is going to be the fire truck driver's responsibility, I'd like it in the job description. If it's not, then we need to find out who's gonna do that.
I will tell you, in the job description that I wrote for the engineering truck driver's position, it is not in there.
I have no problem with that, but we need to
My
put
understanding-
someone in that spot.
My understanding over the years, Kelly tried to take on a little bit more and help out, and I believe it originally, now, he's not here to confirm this or deny, of course, that it was originally either the parks or the cemetery that were cleaning it. They had several big snows, this is years ago, and Kelly took it on himself to try to assist. Probably was okay with Kelly at that time, and he just did it from that point on. So he just took on more and more, which if they agree with my job description, there's enough there for a truck driver engineering to do without having to blow snow all around.
I have no problem with that.
Sonny, I think we can handle that administratively and make sure that gets done and disassociated from that position. Okay, so, if that's not the case, Kelly will be following up with you. All right?
Did you have a question, sir?
Yeah, would that, job description cover custodian here at City
No.
Hall?
No, what I wrote had nothing to do with City Hall whatsoever. I figured that was not part of my duties, right, what had happened over here. I believe what I wrote, if it's done efficiently and effectively, is probably a 35-hour-a-week job. And with that, and I stopped it there, because I feel that by the time he goes to training, comes to our fire department meetings a month, and then we have to fight fires on top of it, that will put him over his 40 hours anyway. So that's why I stopped it at approximately 35 hours in my mind. I only have one other thing I'd like to bring up, especially with this last snow. I noticed a lot of fire hydrants that were been covered up and with the snow being piled up. And I would like the media, if they could, to put it out there that if they have a fire hydrant in your yard, to please clear it out, so if you have a fire, especially at night, that we can see it. There was one earlier that I couldn't see except for maybe a 3-inch little square of it earlier, but to let you know after I talked to you, somebody had cleaned that out. And Jeff had done, I think, his whole block, and maybe another block
I did
too.
3 blocks, I
So,
think.
I wanna thank you.
Yeah, that's always been happening. I came from the North Country, and you always cleared out the fire hydrant. That was just, if it was near your property, you cleared it out.
And I would like to see maybe a resolution, or ordinance, or something that somebody has to do that, be it city or property owner, whatever. You know, because all the time you would have to do it on big, heavy snows, or multiple snows.
Yeah, it's in everyone in that area's interest
Absolutely.
to have the fire plug available.
Mhm. I agree totally, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Go dig a fire hydrant out before you can hook up your hoses.
Yeah, we're talking about getting some ice tonight. What happens if you have a big pile of snow, now you put a half-inch of ice on top of it? It could be hard and time consuming. That's all I have, unless you all have questions.
I don't know if
Anything
that's-
else for fire?
I just would say, I don't know if that's something that could be put into some kind of ordinance or not. And-
I'm making myself a note.
And this might not be the time to talk about, but I was just talking about the fire hydrants, and what comes to mind really quickly too is, who is responsible for clearing the sidewalks when it
you already have, one like ordinance on that says that the, contracted snow removers are not supposed to push snow out into the street. And it would be pretty easy to add on the bottom of it or to conceal a hydrant with snow tile. It'd be real easy to just make an edit there and kind of help that along a little bit. But again, I think communication with people to ask their contractors that remove the snow from your driveway, if they would just not pile it around a hydrant would be the best, would be the most effective.
You, I hope this doesn't sound real foolish, but does the fire truck drivers and the firemen know, are these fire hydrants designated, are they spotted? So if you get close to, you know, you got a fire and you say, well, we should have, if it's covered, we should have a fire hydrant in there somewhere.
Some of us know the proximity of it, yes, not everybody. And they're not in a uniform throughout the city. So, I mean, I know when I'll be in that area, but I might be off a block or so either way from where I vision it is.
You know,
Especially when you're talking
With
3 or 4 in the morning.
But it's tough whenever you have that much. I think long-term, I think the city should look at, Martin and I've talked about this, you know, getting this stuff on GPS, your water valves, these types of things, your manholes are on GPS, and I think the fire hydrants should be there also. So that, you know, if they have those coordinates and, you know, they punch it in, they know whenever they're close if something like that happens. And it's really not that tough to do, but it will take some time to do.
I also know with the mapping system now, they have an overlay where they can show your mains and fire hydrants, which somewhere along the line, I would like to buy a tough book with that mapping system on it, with the fire hydrant overlay in order to do that, but that's not something that we discussed today or anything. That's the future.
come talk to me about that sometime this week.
Okay. I can do that. I'm not thinking.
Anything else for fire? Not, is April out there, Bob?
She's right here.
Oh, April, would you like to give us some information?
Thank you, Mike.
Okay. Sunday met with me, last week, and told me to give some information to the council as far as some different stats and statistics for the police department and calls, so I kind of put something together. For the month of February, our dispatchers, took in 114, we took in 418 calls to service. That includes police, fire, 911, ambulance, the calls that they received for water standby. That was all the calls that were logged through dispatch for calls for service. To include police also. Our officers made 84 traffic stops in the last 30 days, 45 citations. I didn't break it down from traffic to other offenses. We did 28 reports. We sent two reports up to the state for state charges. We did hire two new police officers. Officer Maskey is now off of field training. He's on his own, so he's in the probationary officer status. We have James Turner, who started his field training February 16th. That's at least a 12-week program for him. If you guys aren't aware, our dispatch is back short an employee. His
so it'll be a part-time, up to two part-time people to fill 40 hours per week for 12
Okay.
weeks, and then a full-time person in training for 12 weeks as well.
We're still working on the new system, ICI system. It's just very time consuming and, it's Rich Lane and myself who are doing the work on that to get all the pages configured to the way that we want them for our department. So it's kind of trying to get it in and getting it done, but stay on top of our other tasks that are, important also. So we're hoping, Rich Land, I think it's almost done with the CAD side of things, and I'll be trying to get the record stuff finished up soon, so we can get that live and start utilizing that new system that we're paying for. Somebody said something about the custodial, I don't know, if you guys have been made aware, but the part-time police clerk, Linda Boyd, is going to pick up some janitorial duties. Basically what we did was we worked it out to try to get some community service workers to clean the city hall and do those duties. And then she would basically oversee them and make sure those duties are getting completed. And she would record their time to the correct person who may need to do community service, through like probation or parole, or even through local city court. So basically, if we don't have a community service worker come in, then Linda has to pick up the void and take care of doing the janitorial duties.
But there's a significant amount of that available, correct?
Yes.
Community service.
Community service.
So
We're
she's
still-
only had to do like 2 days so far.
Yeah, we're still working on getting more people as far as the community service workers. We've had a few that have had, hours to do. So we were supposed to have, the issue with community service workers is they say I'm gonna come and just not come. So, like today, our community service worker didn't show.
You know, we could probably work with the courts to
Yeah, we are.
incentivize that as well.
It's the state that's more difficult.
Yeah.
So, I just know that Donna mentioned something about the custodial work, so that's kind of what we've discussed and made arrangements to kind of take care of for the time being, make sure that the city hall stays neat and professional looking.
So it's a test, we'll see how it goes, and if it works well, it will win all the way around.
Right.
Problem, we'll see what we need to do next.
The YMCA Kids Expo, Memorial Hospital has asked the police department to be involved in a bike rodeo during their Kids Expo, which is in April. So most likely we'll be involved in putting something together for that. We have in the past, so I think that'll be a big concern to get something put together. That's, Saturday, April 11th, I'm not sure if it's at the hospital or if it's at the YMCA.
Yes.
It's at the hospital.
Thank you.
Hospital,
I think
okay.
it's at the hospital.
So we did get an invitation for that, so we will be involved in that. I have been talking with, some of our officers, and we even brought it up and discussed it with Sunny. We would like to put some kind of, invitation together for city council and, maybe the mayor or whoever, in the city government to, come and get a feel of what the